On August 7th, 2025, Jungkook, international pop icon and member of BTS, shared an official update that has since been echoed across global fashion media. Calvin Klein's 2025 fashion show will take place in Tokyo, Japan. The announcement came as part of a coordinated release by Calvin Klein's global communication team, featuring a short video teaser and a press statement both from the brand and from Jungkook himself. The statement, though concise, was highly anticipated due to the brand's silence in recent months regarding its next large-scale fashion event. Since early 2025, speculation had been mounting over whether the brand would return to Paris or New York, two cities traditionally associated with Calvin Klein's major showcases. The confirmation of Tokyo as the location, however, marks a strategic shift, placing East Asia at the center of the brand's public image and future direction. Calvin Klein 2025, Tokyo. A new era begins. Hashtag #CKTokyo, hashtag Jungkook x Calvin Klein. The post was released across multiple platforms simultaneously, including Calvin Klein's Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Weibo, demonstrating the brand's desire to reach both Western and Eastern audiences with equal weight. The coordinated announcement resulted in immediate traction, with hashtag #CKTokyo trending within 30 minutes in over 12 countries. I'm honored to continue this journey with Calvin Klein. Tokyo is a city that inspires many. I look forward to what's to come. This short message, though lacking elaborate detail, was enough to spark massive interest among fashion media, industry observers, and BTS fans worldwide. While it remains unclear whether Jungkook will walk the runway, act as a creative collaborator, or lead promotional campaigns for the Tokyo show, his central role in the announcement suggests a major involvement. Calvin Klein has not yet released specific dates for the event, but industry insiders have suggested that the show will align with Tokyo Fashion Week Spring/Summer 2025, which is typically held between March and April. This timing would coincide with the launch of new seasonal collections, suggesting that the event will be used to unveil Calvin Klein's Spring/Summer 2025 line. Initial reports also indicate that Calvin Klein has begun scouting locations throughout the city. Rumors point to iconic venues such as Tokyo Big Sight, Shibuya Sky, or even unique tech-based installations like TeamLab Borderless, known for its futuristic art displays. No official venue confirmation has been issued yet. Notably, this marks the first time in over a decade that Calvin Klein will host a full-scale fashion show outside of the US or Europe. The brand's last international runway event outside its traditional bases occurred in 2011 with a pop-up presentation in Shanghai. Since then, most of its showcases have remained centered in New York or Paris. Fashion analysts have suggested that this move to Tokyo is both strategic and symbolic. Japan remains one of the top fashion markets globally, known for its consumer sophistication, high purchasing power, and influential youth subcultures. It also offers direct access to other key East Asian markets, particularly South Korea and China, where Calvin Klein has experienced major growth over the past 3 years, much of it attributed to Jungkook's ambassadorship. According to a Q2 2025 report by PVH Corporation, Calvin Klein's parent company, the Asia-Pacific market accounted for over 30% of the brand's global sales, a notable rise from 22% in 2022. The report credited key regional partnerships and ambassador-led campaigns as primary drivers of this growth. This backdrop explains why the Tokyo decision is being interpreted not merely as a one-off location shift, but rather as a strategic repositioning of Calvin Klein's brand presence. For Calvin Klein, Tokyo offers the ideal stage to debut a collection that resonates not only with Western minimalism but also with the complex aesthetics of Japanese fashion culture. For Jungkook, this announcement further solidifies his growing presence in the fashion world beyond music. While his partnership with Calvin Klein initially made headlines for its bold visuals and crossover appeal, it has since matured into a sustained brand collaboration. His ability to draw global attention with minimal commentary, as demonstrated with this Tokyo reveal, positions him as a key figure not just in entertainment, but also in brand storytelling. It is also worth noting that this announcement comes at a time when fashion brands are increasingly reliant on cultural hybrids to reach modern consumers. Calvin Klein's decision to pair a Korean superstar with a Japanese city for an American brand's show is reflective of a multicultural, multi-market model that prioritizes global resonance over local tradition. In the weeks leading up to the announcement, online forums, fashion prediction accounts, and brand insiders had speculated about the next steps in the Jungkook-Calvin Klein collaboration. Some believed the next campaign would focus on athletic wear or even involve sustainability themes. While those elements may still play a role in the upcoming Tokyo show, the current focus appears to be on redefining Calvin Klein's global identity through strategic placement and partnerships. As the countdown to 2025 begins, attention is now turning to who else might be involved in the Tokyo event. Will there be local designers collaborating with Calvin Klein? Will Jungkook co-curate or participate in collection development? Will the show feature exclusive Tokyo-only items? At this stage, all of these remain open questions, but the brand's history suggests that surprises are likely. For now, one thing is certain. Calvin Klein's Tokyo Fashion Show in 2025, led by global ambassador Jungkook, will be a major moment not only for the brand, but for the global fashion industry as a whole. The selection of Tokyo as the host city for the 2025 Calvin Klein Fashion Show, announced by Jungkook, is far from arbitrary. In the global fashion landscape, Tokyo is recognized as a strategic power center, not only for its cultural innovation and artistic diversity, but also for its commercial impact on both luxury and mass-market brands. From a market standpoint, Japan is the third-largest luxury fashion market in the world, after the United States and China. Despite economic fluctuations over the years, the Japanese fashion consumer remains highly discerning, brand-loyal, and trend-influential. Tokyo's concentration of premium department stores, concept boutiques, and digitally savvy consumers makes it a valuable location for brands seeking both visibility and revenue growth. For Calvin Klein, a brand historically tied to New York's fashion identity, the move signals a conscious realignment of global strategy. As growth slows in saturated Western markets, the brand, like many of its peers, is shifting resources toward regions that continue to expand, particularly Asia-Pacific. Choosing Tokyo is a clear step toward positioning the label within the evolving dynamics of the global fashion economy. Tokyo has long held a significant position in the world of fashion innovation. The city gave rise to globally influential designers such as Rei Kawakubo of Comme des Garçons and Issey Miyake, who redefined fashion norms with their avant-garde concepts during the 1980s and 1990s. Tokyo's Harajuku district became globally recognized for its subcultural styles, influencing everything from streetwear to haute couture. More recently, the city has become a bridge between traditional aesthetics and modern experimentation, offering a landscape where high-tech fashion, sustainability initiatives, and local craftsmanship coexist. As fashion becomes more interdisciplinary, Tokyo's reputation for blending design, technology, and subculture makes it a relevant and future-forward choice for global showcases. Tokyo has also hosted successful fashion events for other high-profile brands. In 2019, Louis Vuitton held its Cruise collection show at a historic location in Kyoto. In 2022, Dior presented a men's pre-fall collection on a Tokyo rooftop. These events were not merely aesthetic choices, they were investments in consumer attention and regional loyalty. Calvin Klein now follows this pattern, using Tokyo not just as a background but as a strategic node in its long-term planning. According to publicly available financial data from PVH Corporation, Calvin Klein has recorded consistent double-digit growth in East Asian markets since 2023. While much of this growth was driven by online campaigns, the brand has also expanded its retail footprint in major Asian cities, including Seoul, Beijing, Osaka, and most recently, Fukuoka. The decision to host a flagship fashion show in Tokyo complements this regional expansion. Not only does it allow the brand to consolidate its influence across Northeast Asia, but it also offers logistical advantages, such as regional production facilities, media infrastructure, and proximity to key talent. Additionally, Tokyo's connectivity to other major Asian cities provides access to a larger pool of press, stylists, celebrities, and fashion editors who are already familiar with the market and eager to engage with Western labels. By leveraging the Jungkook effect and positioning him as a central figure in Tokyo, Calvin Klein is creating a multi-layered platform, one that blends celebrity influence, geographic opportunity, and strategic brand storytelling. The choice of Tokyo, featuring a Korean global ambassador, also reflects the evolving transnational culture of fashion. No longer limited by borders or cultural silos, the fashion industry has increasingly embraced Pan-Asian collaborations that fuse identities, languages, and histories. This moment, Jungkook representing an American fashion label in a Japanese city, is a contemporary representation of that fusion, while political and historical ten. The appointment of Jungkook as Calvin Klein's global brand ambassador in early 2023 marked a significant moment not just for the brand, but also for the broader luxury fashion sector. Known globally as a member of the K-pop group BTS, Jungkook has evolved into more than just a musical icon. His expanding influence across fashion, media, and digital marketing has transformed him into a multi-industry figure capable of shaping consumer behavior and brand identity. Calvin Klein's decision to align its global image with Jungkook was based on a combination of quantifiable metrics and cultural foresight. His appointment coincided with the brand's goal to modernize its identity, attract Gen Z and millennial markets, and accelerate growth across Asia-Pacific, especially South Korea, Japan, and Southeast Asia. Over the past 2 years, Jungkook's role has grown from campaign centerpiece to brand symbol, and the Tokyo 2025 show announcement underscores the depth of that ongoing collaboration. In March 2023, Calvin Klein introduced Jungkook as its global ambassador through a series of visual campaigns that instantly went viral. The first promotional material, which featured Jungkook in Calvin Klein denim and underwear, was distributed across digital and physical platforms globally. Within 24 hours, the campaign became the most viewed in Calvin Klein's history, generating over 50 million views across Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. The appointment was part of a broader repositioning strategy under PVH Corporation, Calvin Klein's parent company, which aimed to inject new life into the brand's image by embracing cultural figures with broad international resonance. Jungkook, with his extensive fanbase and polished image, was seen as the ideal figure to reflect the brand's updated identity, one that emphasized authenticity, cultural relevance, and aesthetic minimalism. The campaign rollout was not limited to visual media. In-store promotions, billboards in major cities, and co-branded social content were deployed to reinforce the collaboration. Major cities such as Seoul, Tokyo, New York, and Paris saw large-scale physical advertising campaigns featuring Jungkook, marking a shift in Calvin Klein's ambassador strategy from short-term celebrity involvement to sustained brand embodiment. Audience reach and demographic penetration. Jungkook's partnership has been particularly effective in expanding Calvin Klein's reach among younger consumers, especially those aged between 15 and 35. This demographic is not only digitally active but also heavily influenced by celebrity affiliation, social proof, and cross-industry visibility. Unlike one-time campaigns, Jungkook's involvement with Calvin Klein has evolved into a long-term strategic alignment. He has consistently appeared in seasonal campaigns, spring, summer, fall, winter, and in co-branded social initiatives that intersect fashion with lifestyle and music. His consistent brand association over time has helped Calvin Klein achieve message continuity, something often difficult to maintain in fast-moving consumer segments. Jungkook's personal style also aligns closely with Calvin Klein's brand identity. His fashion choices, often rooted in monochrome palettes, clean silhouettes, and street-inspired minimalism, mirror Calvin Klein's long-standing reputation for modern simplicity. This synergy ensures that the ambassador relationship appears organic, not forced, and thereby retains credibility with fashion consumers. Furthermore, Jungkook's low-controversy public image has provided the brand with a reliable spokesperson whose global appeal does not carry the reputational risks sometimes associated with celebrity marketing. His disciplined public persona, combined with wide international acceptance, allows Calvin Klein to deploy him across markets with minimal localization barriers, social media activation, and digital strategy. Jungkook's influence is not limited to traditional media. His presence on social platforms, especially Instagram, TikTok, and Weverse, has enabled Calvin Klein to reach audiences in a way few ambassadors can. He has consistently driven organic engagement without the need for overproduced content. For example, a behind-the-scenes clip of Jungkook during a Calvin Klein shoot shared on Weverse received over 6 million views in under 48 hours, despite not being part of the brand's official marketing campaign. This kind of unpaid promotional visibility illustrates the depth of audience connection and amplifies campaign reach beyond paid media. His endorsement has also prompted high volumes of user-generated content, UGC. Fans frequently recreate Jungkook's Calvin Klein looks, post styling tips based on his outfits, and tag the brand across platforms. This UGC effect functions as a form of peer-driven brand endorsement, which is increasingly critical in digital-era consumer marketing. Expanded role in brand storytelling. Although primarily associated with visual campaigns, Jungkook has also begun to play a more curatorial role in his partnership with Calvin Klein. In late 2024, for example, select press sources reported that Jungkook had been involved in styling decisions for a capsule drop, though the brand declined to comment officially. Whether these contributions will extend to the Tokyo 2025 show remains uncertain, but his evolving role suggests a model of co-creation, not just promotion. In this context, the Tokyo show is not simply another campaign moment. It represents a culmination of Jungkook's influence within the Calvin Klein ecosystem, where he is not just featured, but embedded within the brand's creative and strategic narrative. Given his continued presence in fashion editorials, his participation in Fashion Week front rows, and his previous interviews touching on personal style, it is not unlikely that Jungkook's influence may eventually extend into product design collaborations or capsule curation, following a model similar to previous partnerships Calvin Klein has pursued with designers and artists. Comparison with past ambassadors. Jungkook follows a lineage of Calvin Klein ambassadors that includes globally recognized names such as Mark Wahlberg, Kate Moss, Justin Bieber, and Kendall Jenner. However, his involvement is distinguished by two key factors: global cultural context. Jungkook's appointment reflects Calvin Klein's recognition of cultural power centers shifting toward Asia. He is not a Western celebrity deployed in Eastern markets. He is an Asian icon deployed globally, redefining the traditional West-to-East branding model to cross-sector influence. Unlike many past ambassadors who came solely from film or modeling backgrounds, Jungkook brings music, digital culture, and fashion into a unified sphere of influence. This integration makes him a multidimensional asset in both marketing and identity construction for the brand. Jungkook's role as Calvin Klein's global ambassador has transitioned from promotional presence to brand cornerstone. His image, influence, and alignment with Calvin Klein's values have made him integral to the brand's repositioning strategy, particularly in Asian markets. With the 2025 Tokyo fashion show now officially announced, Jungkook's involvement suggests not only visibility, but strategic centrality in Calvin Klein's global playbook for the coming years. The presence of Calvin Klein in Asia has been steadily evolving for over 3 decades. Initially entering the region through licensing agreements and department store placements, the brand's early approach was focused primarily on distribution rather than localized identity building. However, in the last 10 years, particularly post-2015, Calvin Klein has undergone a deliberate and measurable transformation in how it operates, markets, and aligns itself across Asian territories. This evolution has played a central role in the decision to hold the 2025 fashion show in Tokyo and in the deeper integration of figures like Jungkook into the brand's identity. It reflects a broader recalibration of the company's global business model, shifting from a North America-centric view to one that recognizes the Asian consumer as a key stakeholder in future growth. Early entry and licensing model. Calvin Klein's initial presence in Asia began in the late 1980s and early 1990s, with a primary focus on underwear and fragrance lines. At the time, brand recognition was high due to global campaigns featuring models like Kate Moss and Mark Wahlberg.